Should be live.
Are you jerking my chain, Patrick, or are we live?
No, I think we're actually live now.
Okay, hello everybody,
Live.
and welcome to another edition of Friday at 420. My name is Mike Neighbors, your host for the next 40 minutes as we explore some entertaining minds along with you. Thank you so much for checking out the show on Facebook Live. And don't forget to like and share it. And if you could share it right now, that'd be fabulous, so other people could join our little circle of friends. And don't forget to check out previous episodes of Friday at 420, always available on any of the streaming services, except we pulled it down off Spotify, right? Have we done that? We've yanked our podcast from Spotify in protest. No, we haven't. Okay. We're still on Spotify because we don't give a shit. All right, everybody, here we go with the show. Let's introduce our panel as we always do. My life coach and mentor, Mr. Patrick Coppolino.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno, Patrick. How are you?
I'm good.
Excellent. Good. Everything okay? How was the first weekend of Levity being open and crack-a-lacking?
It was good. It was a slow build. Wednesday was a good show, but it was a small turnout. Friday was a little better, and then Saturday was packed. It was awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. You mean 50% packed?
50% packed, yeah. Which feels packed now. The way it's spaced out, I actually kind of prefer it. You can actually,
right.
The servers can walk around.
Just in case the law is watching.
Yeah.
And they might be because we have Manolis on the show. So
no, nobody cares anymore.
I think they monitor Friday at 420 for illegal activity. All right. Well, that's great. I'm glad Levity's doing well. And we've got even more shows planned. We'll let you know about that coming up a little later on the program. But first, the aforementioned Manolis Zontanos.
Hey, dude. How you doing?
Dude, what's up, man?
Nothing. It's a lot going on in my life. I said that I like Joe Rogan on Facebook on Saturday, and everybody lost their shit. I've learned a few things. I've realized that if you like Joe Rogan, like, you don't care about people that don't, but people that don't like Joe Rogan care about the people that do. That's what I've figured out so far. And second thing, I've had to delete 2 people now because, you know what, I'm old school, dude. If you got to talk to me a certain way through social media, I'm just going to get rid of you, and then I'm going to wait to see you in person and then give you that opportunity to talk to me in that manner. People, like, it blows my mind how weak people are, that as soon as they see this thing, this piece of glass or whatever it is, they go, oh, I'm safe, I'm just going to be a fucking cunt right now, and then I won't have, nothing happens outside of this. I'll be in here forever in this weird box.
Yeah.
And then I got a letter yesterday, and guess what? My life is a fucking movie, bro. Look at this. Fucking, I got fucking jury duty.
Nice. When's that?
February 28th. That's when the movie comes out. And I told them I'm a stand-up comic. See?
Yeah.
No way they're going to use me, right? They fucking picked me.
Wow. Wait, is this the same thing that you got before, or is this a new one? Didn't you get jury duty?
I had to fill out the form, and it says if I didn't fill out the form that I could get in trouble, so I filled it out thinking,
and this is the response.
I said, I'm a stand-up comic. Right? There's no way they're going to use me. And they're like, they fucking use me. And I already figured out how I'm going to get out of this. I'm just going to tell them, I'm going to have to fill some shit out online. I'm just going to tell them that I listened to Joe Rogan podcast. And that should get me out of this.
You disqualified. All right, listen, before we delve in, Manolis, I'd like to explore more of your the reaction to your Joe Rogan statement. But before we do that, we've got to introduce our very special guest. We are very pleased to welcome to the show, Dena Jackson. How are you, Dena?
Hi, I'm good. I don't have a story like that to launch in with. I want to hear about Manolis and Joe Rogan and the jury duty.
Absolutely. You know what? But I wanted to make sure you could be part of the conversation, so I did want to at least get you introduced and bring you into the circle here. And have you ever done jury duty, Dena?
No, but I would do it just for the story. That's why I feel like you're right to say you're a comic, because they wouldn't want that, but maybe they want you to tell their story.
I'm not sure if I should do it or not. Like, I want to do it for maybe I'll get a good bit out of it, like you're saying.
Yeah.
But what if I just... What if some person's life? I'm going to ruin some person's life.
No. It'll never get that far, Manolis. You'll be rejected hands down, but you will get a great story out of it. Now, here's the interesting thing. You said you were a stand-up comic. How does that preclude you? Jury is made up of 12 of your peers, and your peers are people in society who you live with. They can be stand-up comics, they can be painters, they can be lumberjacks. Frick, it could be Joe Rogan. So you fit the mold. You are a human being living in Hamilton.
But I figured they would watch a couple of my videos and go, no, we can't have this fucking guy.
No, nobody's working that hard. In fact, they might like a stand-up comic better because there's a chance you are available because you don't actually have a job.
Fuck myself.
Yeah. What is it? Do they tell you what it's for? Is it like a murder or?
You don't find out until you're there.
Oh, really?
No.
No, I don't know anything.
So what'll happen, Manolis? Just so you know, you'll go, you'll be with a whole bunch of other people, and then they'll get rid of a bunch right off the top, just for no reason. They'll go, we only need 40 of you today, and then a bunch of you leave, and you never go back. And then the ones that are picked go before the lawyers, and then the lawyers will bring you up, and depending on what the case is, and they'll ask you questions to see if you would have a biased opinion in this case. So, for instance, if it was a robbery, they would ask you questions like, have you ever had a criminal record? Have you ever stolen? Stuff like that. And then if you cross that hurdle, then you're sat on a jury, and it's usually a few days, couple of weeks, and you listen to the case, and then you go with the other jurors and you decide the future of that person.
I'm not getting through.
You're never getting through. There's no way.
There's no way I'm getting through.
No, absolutely not. Right away, you'll probably be eliminated that first day with that first group because they'll go, he looks like a hash dealer.
I'll get on just for last before I get on jury duty.
Well, listen, it sounds very exciting. We will talk a little more about the Joe Rogan fiasco or experience. I'm not sure which it is. We'll talk about that coming up. But first, we got to get to our game. Of course, as you know, it's played with these 12 random envelopes that I stole from my former employer. And they have numbers from 1 to 12 on them with random topics inside. And Dena, as our very special guest on this show, you get to pick a number between 1 and 12, and that will determine your first topic on Friday at 4:20.
13. I'm just kidding, but it's left. I'll go with 7.
7. All right. Topic number 7 on this Friday at 4:20. Dena Jackson, Manolis, Joe Rogan's #1 fan, Patrick Coppolino. Look at 7. 7 was at the very bottom of the pile. Here we go. All right. Topic number 7, Friday at 4:20. Dena, give me a color that you can't stand. I need a color that you're like, oh, it just makes my skin crawl.
Purple. I don't love purple. I'm sorry. I picked the wrong one. I'm sticking with it. I don't love purple.
It's my favorite color.
Is that purple behind you, Mike, or is that pink?
That's kind of a burgundy. I work in all kinds of shades of purple, but purple, like deep
That's
purple.
I'm sorry. Well, it looks like a Merlot behind you. That looks like a Merlot. That's
okay,
what I would say.
that might be. Why? What's all purples? It doesn't matter. You're just not a purpley person. How does that work exactly? How do you not like purple?
I don't know. Probably because I like colors that a lot of people don't like. I really like yellow. A lot of people don't like yellow. I like turquoise. I don't know. I guess purple is just it's not my color. I try to put it on and I look ridiculous. So, or beige. You know what? Actually, I choose beige. Can I switch? I forgot about beige. I was thinking of the basics. I was going with the original palette. You start branching out. There's all kinds of stuff. I'm going beige.
It is truly hard. And yet, almost every house has a couple of rooms that are beige. I mean, beige is used all the time. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm sticking with beige.
I would go with beige as well. My brother and I were actually trying to come up with band names one night. We were drunk and we were just putting random words together. And I think one of the best band names we came up with was Beige Jesus. I thought that would be a great band name, Beige Jesus. Manolis, worst color ever.
For me, it was a grade kindergarten. It wasn't a grade. I was in kindergarten, and
kindergarten's a grade.
Is it?
Yeah.
There's no number there.
It's not a color, Manolis.
You can't go grade kindergarten. Can you?
You can, yeah.
Maybe. I learned something today.
Okay.
So there was a clown. Of course, he's a fucking clown holding all the balloons of all the 8 colors. And if you got all the colors right in kindergarten, my teacher would put our name on one of the balloons. So eventually all the kids got their names on the balloons, but I couldn't get pink and purple right. I'd call pink purple and purple pink every time. Never got, and I'd be like, okay, when this one I go pink, it's like, no, it's purple. I'm like, like this every time. And then never fucking got it. And then she would never put my name on the balloons once. I went through the whole year without my names being on the fucking balloons. And for that reason, I think those two colors should be like, it should be like, if you say pink, you also mean purple. And if you say purple, it should also mean pink. It should be like together somehow.
So you're taking pink and purple. You've got, they're both horrendous colors to you.
They need to figure out how to not mix them up all the time.
I'm sure at this point, well beyond kindergarten, you can tell them apart.
I can tell them apart, but I was talking to Patrick about this the other day, where like I did a thing where I was videotaping a thing at a farm, and I was what was I petting?
It was a cow.
It was a
cow. You were milking it.
I was milking it. That was it. I was milking this cow, and I kept. Go ahead, Pat.
You kept calling it a horse. But like the crew thought he was being funny because he kept referring to it as a horse, and he's like, so what's this horse's name? And they go, it's a cow. Or no, he said, is this horse a boy or a girl? And they said it's a girl and it's a cow and she's pregnant. And he goes, this horse is pregnant?
And they're all howling, and then they cut. And when we cut, it's like, that was hilarious with that whole thing you did with the horse and that horse bit you did. I'm like, what? We were done. I'm like, I didn't even realize I did it. Because I take two things, and if it's close enough to remind me each other, I flip them. You know what I mean? That's my brain.
That's some sort of like, you have like memory dyslexia or something.
Yeah.
I guess I do.
Or just general dyslexia.
I think I have dyslexia for sure.
Okay. What about you, Patrick? Color that you absolutely despise?
I don't know why. My whole life, there's this particular shade of green that is really off-putting to me. I used to remember being a kid calling it like puke green or something. So I must have like thrown up this shade of color. And ever since, anytime I've seen it, like I'll see it like on a shirt or like anywhere. I've just hated it. Like,
is it more of a kind of a yellowy green kind of?
Kind of, yeah. A little bit.
Like green screen color.
No, not that dark. It's more like a mustard green is the best I can explain it.
Yeah. Well, that's puke green. Yeah, puke green's a great name for it.
Bile. Vomit.
Yes. I think that's the official crayon name for it is puke green. So good answer there. All right. Dena, before we get into our next segment, what have you been up to? What have you been doing? I mean, we come out of this crazy pandemic. Have you been busy? What have you been doing?
Well, I was banging my head against the wall for the month of January, so that was a good time. Yeah, I mean, I'm so happy that Levity is up and going again, because it's a really great club, and it's really been hard for artists. It's been a really challenging time. We've obviously had to adjust. So yeah, but I feel like this last lockdown was tough. It was tough on a lot of people. I did have the dreaded Omicron. I did get COVID. So was dealing with that. You know, I'm really just bragging. I came here to brag about the month of January. It's just crushing it. But yeah, I took up skating because that was the only thing you could do here last month. And I am not a skater. I will highlight that. So just doing it to get out of the house. But yeah, back at it, doing Zoom shows, all the same stuff as lots of other comics in this position.
Were you able to be creative during the lockdowns, or did you find the lockdown sort of kind of debilitating to even the creative state?
I was able to be creative. I would say the last lockdown, not so much, because that one was particularly challenging, because I think we built a lot of momentum, especially in the fall with things opening up again.
Right.
But during the longer lockdowns, yes, I do public speaking as well. And so I was doing some talks virtually. And then I also was working on a book. So those were some things that I was able to spend more time on, which was pretty cool. But yeah, a lot of head banging in January. I just want to highlight that. And skating and falling. So
will the book be ready soon, or are you still working on it?
Well, I did start her about 13 years ago. So hoping
the
coming
pandemic
close.
has not been going on for that long.
No, it feels like it though. I think it feels like it's been a good 13 years inside. It is close to the end. I appreciate you asking. The beginning of the first draft of the manuscript is pretty much done, so that's exciting. But it's a long process. So yeah,
it is to do it well and to do it right, and this is something that's going to be. Trust me, I wrote a book, and I don't want to get into all the details, but I wrote it in 48 hours. It was part of a contest.
What?
Yeah. And
48 hours?
Yeah. It was a contest that we held. So anyway, we wrote the books in 48 hours, and we had them printed and everything. But now this piece of trash haunts me because it's still, it's a printed book that sits on the shelf. And people, oh, you wrote a book. And I go, yeah, but don't read it. I wrote it in 48 hours.
I wrote a book too.
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
So cool.
It was a short story?
Yeah, short story. It's called Star.
Nice.
It's not. It's the worst. The only thing good about it, it's the worst story you'll ever read. It's complete
That's how
garbage.
It's billed. That's how we bill it.
Did you write it in 48 hours?
Probably a night for sure.
Yours is for a contest too, wasn't it, Manolis?
Well, I put in a contest after the fact. I didn't realize because I originally wrote it about me and this girl that I met on vacation in Cancun, and then I put us through this adventure. I thought it was funny and cute and sent it to her, but I kept a copy of it. Then I entered her in this writing competition at McMaster University. Said $25. First prize is $2,500. This is years ago. I wasn't even a comic yet, and I was like, "Oh, perfect! $25. I make $2,000. Fucking right!" Like I'm thinking this story's hilarious. They'll love it. Not thinking it's like McMaster University and these are like real writers. And this guy was pissed. I got a review of my story, and this guy fucking hated it. He gave me no's on everything. It was like I was in school again. Like he wrote overuse of vulgarity and checked off yes. He wrote in his own hand and put in a yes box and chucked it off. I'm like, what's this guy's fucking problem?
You checked off boxes that he didn't even have. It was like, oh, I gotta write this in as a box to check because this
created
is so
a category.
I was like, at one point, I'm explaining how this scientist had made this machine that can filter ozone pollution out of the sky or something. Can you imagine you're like in McMaster University and you're reading this and you're like, what the fuck's this guy talking about? Oh, I wish I'd pay money to watch this guy be so angry.
Oh, all right. Well, listen, we got to get back to our little game here. How about Manolis? You pick us a number for between 1 and 12, but not the number that Dena chose, which was 7.
Okay, I picked a number. I circled it. Patrick, do you want to go, Pat?
What little game where Patrick tries to guess what the number is?
You picked number 10.
No, 3.
Oh, I was actually going to say 3.
Damn it!
I thought 3 in my mind as well.
Did you?
Yes. That is so weird, man.
We're trying to figure out if we can read each other's minds.
All right.
So for every week, we've been wrong.
But
we're gonna get it by chance one day.
Yeah, and then we're gonna lose our mind.
He's gonna be convinced we're psychic.
This is Friday at 4:20. Our special guest is Dena Jackson, and this topic for Manolis Zontanos. Listen, we've all had them. They're served in so many restaurants, so many places. They are French fries, and I want to know what are the best French fries. Manolis, where or what are the best French fries? Because there are different types of French fries. Is there a place where you go, the best fries ever are bam?
KFC 1988.
I don't need the date.
1988, 89.
Yeah, their fries actually you're right. Their fries used to be better than they are.
They were They had squiggles in them.
Oh, crinkle cut. That's called the crinkle cut.
That and they were greasy and they were amazing.
Yes.
And they I don't know what happened, but that used to be the best fries. I wish I could go get a time machine and go back and eat those fries.
I still enjoy the KFC fries because I'm positive, and they would never admit this, but I'm positive they cook it in the chicken grease, right? I mean, that's why the French fries are so damn good. It's the same grease or something that they cook the chicken in. So, but you're right. The crinkle cut were very interesting. So you'd have to go back to the 80s to find the best French fries
88.
ever. Good luck. Patrick Coppolino, you're a little bit of a foodie, and I mean only a little bit. Best French fry.
I'm not a huge fry guy. I'm an onion rings guy. Harvey's onion rings are the best fries.
I agree.
Yeah.
Harvey's onion rings are the best onion rings there is. You can't even challenge that.
Yeah.
They're the best onion rings. Manolis, do you eat onion rings?
I love onion rings. I actually got one of those air fryers, and I cooked some onion rings the other night. They were delicious. I even had sex with one. It was great.
Did you found one that small? Did you? Patrick, you're not going anywhere near the fry debate at all. You're just going to stick with your answer that an onion ring is the best French fry.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't really have much of an opinion. Sorry.
Dena, you want to throw something in here? Are you a French fry gal? Do you like your fries?
Oh yeah, I like Weber's fries out in like on the way to Muskoka, or if you're going out to Aurelia, they have.
Sure.
Have you guys gone to that Weber's? You know, where you go off the highway. I love those, and also Arby's. But I don't even know if Arby's still does the curly fries, but those are quite nice. Mwah.
Arby's still
I
does
forgot
the
about
curly
those.
fries. I can confirm the Arby's curly fries still exist.
Yeah,
They still do
good.
them.
So-
Weber's. I mean, Weber's was a hamburger joint, right? On the, like you said, on the gateway to cottage country. That was become so popular, they had to build a bridge over the highway because people were running across the 400 to try to get.
Yeah.
Man.
Is
So
it
that is
like an
very
en
cool.
route place, or is it like a shack? Like
No, it's a place all its own on your way
Oh,
up
really?
between Barrie and Aurelia, but it's along the highway. But there was a guardrail, and it's like a 3-lane highway both directions. And people
Oh.
would literally park on the other. They were coming south, couldn't get to the Weber's, so they'd park on the side of the road and run across.
Oh,
Yeah,
carrying
it's
their
so
kids
good.
and shit. It was insane.
Yeah. And they have like a whole train, like I think they got a train from Via Rail, and you can go and eat inside the train. You can eat out on picnic benches and stuff. Like it's really cool. And then people are lined up all along the highway to go in.
oh wow.
So it's great. It's a good time. It's worth it.
Now I don't know. It's interesting because the Weber's burgers, they actually sell them in the grocery store. You can buy a box of Weber's burgers, frozen burgers. I do not know if they sell their French fries, but I don't know. I can't remember their French fries, so they are really good French fries. Is that what you're saying? Well, I'm gonna have to check them out now.
Well, they put all the paprika and whatever that other orange stuff is that really adds that je ne sais quoi, you know? You have them and you're like, oh, that's what I need.
Wow.
That's what I need.
Wow, that's very cool. Listen, Dena, you just broke one of our cardinal rules. Manolis is still really trying to get a handle on English, so throwing in foreign languages is like.
I know French. All right. I knew that was French, right?
Yes. Yes, it was.
Thank you. Mike.
Yeah, he's like I knew paprika was French, Mike.
Yeah.
La di da da da. Mike thinks he's more
Mike, you're an
important because he thinks he's the only one who wrote a book.
I'll tell you what I did do. I spent half the weekend with my various accounts trolling the hell out of you on social media. So, all right, you blocked several of me.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Patrick, pick a number between 1 and 12. Not 7, not 3.
9.
9 is Patrick's number. Did you guess that, Manolis?
I didn't. I know. I didn't guess
try.
yet. He went
Didn't
too
even-
quick for me to guess.
Didn't even try.
Uh,
All right, here we go. It's story time, kids. I need a quick story from each of you about the craziest person you ever dated. Craziest person you ever dated. Yeah, it could have been just one date.
God.
It could have even just been a meeting that didn't go well. Whatever you got. Patrick, you're up first. Craziest person you ever dated.
Oh no, I don't know. That's a loaded question. I don't know. If Manolis has one, I need time to think about this. Do you have one, Manolis?
Okay. Patrick's got to
I'm
search the database.
I'm thinking too.
There's
'cause
too
the
many of
Black
them,
Book.
Mike.
The problem is like one of the problems to me is like I'm usually the crazy person in the scenario.
Absolutely. That
No,
goes
it's not
without
usually
saying.
that I'm.
But there must have been somebody you met once and went, wow, that's even too cray-cray for the old Manoli.
I think I'm trying to think. So this one girl I dated. I picked this one because it seems traumatic enough to be entertaining. I dated this girl that went to a university, and then we broke up, but we were still friends. And then but we were still talking. And she had her own dorm room, And I called her one night, and she answered. She just answers the phone and hangs up. And I said, "Well, that was weird." I called her again, and then, but this time she just left the phone off the hook, and she was having sex with another guy, and I could hear it.
Whoa. Wow.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't want to hear that." I thought it was cool.
But you listened to the whole thing?
And once I came, I hung up. I'm not a weirdo, Patrick.
That sounds like you're right. Jot that story down, Manolis, because that's a bit. That's a bit. You got to get that into the. You got to work that one into the act, buddy.
All right.
That was gold right there. Once I came, I hung up. Dena, we're gonna let Patrick stew a little more over the craziest person he ever dated. It's your turn. Story time.
Pick only one. Oh. There's a lot of mistakes, I'll tell you that. I mean, I used to meet guys on the bus in Scarborough. I used to like intentionally get on the bus or the RT transit and be like just casually hanging out on the bus with my girlfriend, hoping that I would meet a dude. So you can just think of who I picked up in that, star setting scenario. But I met this one guy once. It was Saga Beach. And we went on one date, we went to the Scarborough Town Center. We went to, I think it was a Jack Astor's. And the entire time he talked about his dog. Like, it was so weird. It got to a point, when any topic is weird, like I love dogs. I grew up with dogs. I have a cat. I love animals. Okay. But enough is enough. So Buddy he's like, sometimes the dog gets in the bed with me. Other girls have been jealous, like shit like that. And I was like, whoa, so then I went home, was like, I'm never seeing this person again. That was really strange. And then at 5:30 in the morning the next day, I got a phone call from him, and he goes, and literally didn't even say hello, nothing on the phone. He's like, "Do you know anything about dog diseases?"
Oh my God.
And I'm like, what? He was freaking out. He's like, "My dog is sick. I got to get her to the vet." And I'm like, why would you phone me? Like, there was at no point did I say I'm an expert in dog diseases. I met you the one time. Like, what is going through your head? Was I the last number on your phone? I don't know. So then from that moment on, he was dog diseases. And my friend and I would be like, oh, was that another call from dog diseases? And obviously it would just ring, right? So that was one of the weirdest.
Did you meet, was he one of the bus patrons?
Nobody's of that caliber.
Okay, all right.
Because I met him at Club Bananas in Wasaga Beach. I don't know if that helps, but
no.
Yeah. So anyway.
No. I want to hear more about the story of just hanging out on the bus meeting fellas.
Yeah. My one friend would just yell her phone number out at guys, but this was before you had like 416, and she'd go 885-8851. That's not her number anymore, but guys would remember it, and then we get creepy messages like, I don't know why I'm still alive. I have no idea.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's fantastic. All right, now you have to follow that up, Patrick. You see, you should have went first.
No, I know. I was the dog guy, so that's. I didn't realize I was the crazy one, but.
You look familiar. I thought that.
He's got a beard now.
Yeah, that's weird, why I grew a beard. I don't know. I honestly, I might have to bow to the only stories I can think that would be worth telling, that entertaining, will get me in trouble. So I'm gonna have to.
Patrick had a girlfriend one time.
Oh yeah, he would know better probably.
Wait, what about Che? That's too personal.
Now that you've named her.
No, the bar is called Che.
Oh.
Okay. You want me to just do the short version of the story?
Yeah, okay.
You can share on Patrick's behalf. Absolutely.
Patrick had a girlfriend, and we were all, me, Ari Shafir, Sam Tripoli. It was like Monsters of Comedy tour. He had this girl you would see.
Joe Rogan, by the way.
Yeah, they're horrible people because they're friends with Joe Rogan, and Ari was like, I was like oblivious to what was going on, but Ari's like, Pat, you need to get out of here. You need to get out of here now. It's like, what? Just take your girl and get out of here. Trust me. And I didn't know what he was talking about. And then like 10 minutes later, Scott McDonald grabbed Patrick. It was Patrick's birthday. Grabbed him, showed him like, check it out, like the kitchen that no one was allowed in. And there was Patrick's girlfriend having sex with Sam Tripoli.
Yeah.
And Scott didn't know it was his, not girlfriend, but the girl he was seeing. He didn't know his date, but Scott didn't know this. He goes, "Happy birthday, Patrick," to Patrick, and Patrick's like, "What the hell?" And I see Patrick on the balcony afterwards, and I'm like, I see him. I go, "Patrick, what happened?" I was like, "What?" It's like, "You look like you lost your dog," I said to him, and then Sam Tripoli said this later. It was the funniest thing I've ever heard, because they're cool now, obviously.
Oh, yeah, but I was really mad though
that night. But he goes, but Pat wasn't around. It's like he's trying to be like, what are you gonna do, man? That's what I do. What the fuck? I fuck chicks, man. That's what I do.
it wasn't his fault.
It was his dick's fault.
It just happens. You know that trend on TikTok right now where it's like, they're like, when you are cleaning the house and you accidentally play video games, and it's usually like it's to some particular like Bruno Mars song, and they slip and it's over dramatic, and it shows how they slip on like something when they're cleaning, and then their hand lands on the controller and their toe presses power on the console and stuff. It's like he's acting like that, like he just acts it. I just ended up inside her. I don't know what to tell you.
What do you want me to do? But Ari was like, he was like, Ari's a genius at the end of the day. If you really get to know him, he's like just way smarter than you think he is. But he foresaw it all.
Oh yeah.
Somehow he was like, Patrick, grab your girlfriend, leave. Trust me, just leave. And Patrick, he's drunk. Like, what? What's wrong? What? It just stays. Boom.
So Patrick, when something like that happens to you, and then in the future, some random podcast host asks you, craziest person you ever dated, that story doesn't come into your mind?
I don't know. I used to tell that on stage all the time, so I didn't think about it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a stage story. That's totally different.
Yeah.
That's for a different crowd altogether. All right, listen, we gotta take a minute here. Just to, first of all, we gotta apologize to the many return visitors of this show, the people who were here last week. We apologize. We said that this week we would, Patrick and I would name the tracks of Manolis's new comedy album. He doesn't name tracks, so there's 22 tracks, and he needs titles for them. So I suggested that Patrick come up with a series of titles. I would. And then we could compare them, and Manolis could pick the ones he likes best, and would see who was better at naming comedy tracks. Right. Sounds like a fun game. However, Patrick didn't do his homework, so he's got nothing.
Yeah, next week, I promise.
I'm sitting here with 24 titles and nothing to do, and nowhere to go with them.
He's making dildos on the internet. That's what he's doing.
So anyway, we apologize. That will be on next week's episode. Look forward to that. I know it's going to be exciting. And the other thing we got to touch base on before we get back to our game here is, so Manolis, just the Joe Rogan thing. Okay. I read your post. You said, listen, for what it's worth, I met the guy. I've met him a few times. He's always been a real cool dude. You've told a great story about him, picking up the tab at a bar, like when you guys hardly knew him. And that's all, that's all you said. You did not come out in favor of Joe Rogan, either his positions, first of all, on the misinformation stuff, then on the stuff with the videotape of him using the N-word. You didn't say anything about that.
No.
And then you started just getting hammered. Now, what I thought was interesting, though, Manolis, is I went through the comments, and I do a lot of social media in my other job, and I see a lot of terrible stuff, man. Like really attacks on people, and they don't deserve to be attacked. They just state an opinion, and they get viciously attacked. What I thought was interesting with yours was the number of people who then chimed in, not supporting Joe Rogan, but supporting you.
Yeah, I have
people
a lot of
who jumped on board and went, hold it, do not attack Manolis like that. He's just stating an opinion, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But that doesn't usually happen on social media. So that's a credit to you.
That's what we in the biz call brown nosers, Mike. They're kissing his ass.
They weren't comics. No, I don't think any comics came into my defense.
Well, they're all people who want to rent that last room you've got
I
in the
wasn't
house
touching
there.
that.
You
That's what I
weren't
mean.
going
My
near,
best
were you?
friend just sat on the sidelines
I'm
watching
gonna
me
watch
burn.
you burn.
This is my first time learning about it, and I genuinely mean that because I don't like Facebook. I only have the Messenger now. I don't really like the Facebook page anymore.
What's really interesting is when I posted it, I originally started seeing friends of mine posting pictures in support of Joe Rogan. I honestly did not know about the whole new thing with him being racist was a thing now. I didn't know this. I swear to God I didn't know this. And then I wake up and I see like all of a sudden like Joe Rogan's racist. Like that's how I find out because I make this post saying I support her, and then people are acting like I must be racist, I guess, or I'm supporting Rogan. How could you support someone with that kind of views and this? And the thing is, if I did know that was the thing too, I still would have posted the picture, anyways. But my point is like I honestly didn't realize everybody was so fucking out of their minds, like so overly sensitive, like. Like, there's no way, like, nothing bad in your life has happened because of Joe Rogan. I don't find me one person's like, oh, my dad died because of Joe Rogan, or like, oh, racism. My children experiences someone's being racist against my children because of Joe Rogan. Like, Joe Rogan's just a dude that does mushrooms and talks on a microphone. Like, he's nothing. He's not the problem. If you think he's the problem, it's just that means you just you don't want to look at yourself and figure out what's going on with you.
Well,
Boom.
There's and that was a boom. There's so much to unpack there, but I don't want to unpack any of it. I just want to say that my sense, and Dena actually, I think, and I'm not sure if it was it might have been in the moments before we came on the air. But you had mentioned something about people are so ramped up right now.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm seeing is and whether it's the trucker convoy or whether it's the other stuff going on or any topic, doesn't matter. There's people and if you know what it's like when people get cabin fever at the end of a long winter and you get into March and people start acting crazy, and it's because they've been cooped up. Well, this pandemic is like cabin fever times 100, right? That 2 years of just dealing with the not knowing and the angst and the anguish and the not seeing people and then seeing them and then not seeing them and taking I think that's what's really at the heart of it is and the people are looking for places to vent, and they can't, you're not supposed to vent on your family who you're stuck in a house with. So now they're venting on social media, and they're really going way beyond. And as Manolis said, most of them will say things they would never say to his face because he would take a swing at.
Yeah, I would, and I have. But it's like, but at the end of the day, like it just bothers. What I think bothers me the most is like, I can't believe that they've made him. I don't know how this has all happened, but I can't believe they're making him like he matters.
Well,
like
it is crazy too that like, did you see what Chris Neff posted? He posted made a good point that like. Bill Cosby, rapist, still on Spotify. No one says anything. Michael Jackson, like 1,000% molested children as young as 7, still on Spotify. No one says anything. R. Kelly, proven like pedophile child pornographer, still on Spotify. No one says anything, right? But Rogan, said a few things that.
And why am I? This is the last thing I want to say. Why am I not allowed to say that I like someone that I had a personal experience with hanging out that was nice to me? If I know a lot of people don't like Patrick.
Well,
but Patrick's
I
been nothing
understand
but
the
good to me.
argument there. I understand the argument there though, because there's people out there who had fun with Paul Bernardo back in the day that didn't know he did what he did. You know what I mean? Everyone's got a good story about somebody.
But he's in jail.
No,
okay.
I know, but I'm saying like. I understand why people are saying, yeah, we get it. You had a good experience with him, but he also did this. That's why they're saying it's not okay. I'm not agreeing with it. But...
Yeah, I know, but Joe Rogan's not in jail.
No, I know. I don't think it's fair to compare him to anything like that.
Yeah, so like let's put him in jail then. If he's so like he must be the most horrible person in the world. Why isn't he in jail?
He's actually the most popular podcaster in the world. That's why he's being attacked. When you have 11 million listeners every day, you're at the top of the heap. everybody's going to try to tear you down. That's how the American society was built. Build them up. Oh, he's awesome. He's awesome. He's awesome. Oh, he's gotten too big for his britches. Let's tear him down. That's a classic American example of how they deal with celebrity. If you say you like somebody, you have to be prepared for people to tell you why you shouldn't like them, which is what they were doing in very mean terms, because that's what people do on social media.
I will say this: I would
they
never
have the right to do that.
Right, and you're right. But I also have the right to have a conversation with them when I see them in person.
Absolutely. And you have the right to block them.
That's a way shittier day, I'll tell you that much. But
and people on social media have the right. You have the right to block people if you disagree with them, right? But ultimately, at the end of the day, I think it is the failing of social media that there's not going to be a proper discourse, a discussion like we're having here. There's just going to be, you're an asshole for liking that guy, and it's like, come on, really? That's your argument?
Right.
All right.
I think
let's
also,
go.
can I say
No, absolutely.
Yes.
Please, welcome.
So I guess the two biggest things that have been major topics over the course of the pandemic have been A, the virus, and B, racism, right? Those have been two big topics. And so both of those things apply to Joe Rogan. And, you know, like it was mentioned, he's at the top of the peak because he has such a big following. He's commented on both of those things, and people are at that experience with the cabin fever, like Mike said. So it was all of those things coming together being a tipping point. So unfortunately, yes, of course you have the right to say those things, Manolis, but your timing is why they reacted the way they did.
Yes.
Do I justify their actions? No, but that's unfortunately where everybody is at, right? You can shine a light in someone's eye today and they're offended. Like that's unfortunately where we're at.
And I will say with this one last thing, I honestly had no idea that so many people hated him for real. Like I thought I was just being, hey, he's a good guy. I would never have posted that picture in the first place and said I liked it if it was good. I knew it was going to be this much of a headache.
You know what? It's a very good point, Manolis. But the only thing is, I kind of think, to me, if I want to say something about somebody, if I want to say I like Joe Rogan, I had a picture and we had a very good experience together, then I would post it and I wouldn't look at the comments. I would post it and I would walk away. Walk away, man. You don't have to react to them. You can just walk away.
I didn't react to most of them actually.
Okay.
I said my piece.
I know, but don't let them silence you. That's the worst part. If you're going, I never would have posted it if I know. It's like, screw that, man. I would say your piece and then walk away. Turn the comments off. Don't look at them. And
What's
nobody
anything else. After 3 days, no one gives a shit.
Cares anyways. But on the other hand, though, even if I don't say anything and that person's stupid enough to try to say something to me on the street, then it's still gonna be a problem. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't post. I'll never post anything about what I think about Joe Rogan again because I just don't. Like I don't want to be on the other side of the
all that
thing.
negativity.
No, I don't want to be in court. That's all.
Okay, well, you're going to court.
I don't
related, but you will be there.
Yeah, but I don't want to be the case.
2 birds with 1 stone. I'm a juror, and I'm also the person on trial. Excellent.
Yeah.
Dena, one last shot at picking a topic here as we round out this edition of Friday at 420. So pick a number, girl.
4.
Number 4. Here we go. One last topic. Hopefully, it's going to be a short and tidy one. Here we go. Your topic is. Oh, nice and easy. Licorice, black or red? Which is the better licorice?
Oh. I like black.
You like that? And you like anisette as well and all the other liquors that taste like black licorice?
No, I don't like Sambuca or any of that stuff.
No?
I had bad experiences with those when I was younger.
We've all had bad experiences.
Yeah. But like the legit real black licorice, I love it.
Yes. All right. Manolis, best licorice, black or red?
Red and nibs. The little
red nibs.
Those are like
that was my nickname when I was a kid.
Nibs?
Well, my name's Neighbors. My last
nibs, yeah, they're called nibs.
Call me Nibs. Yeah. See, you know what? As you get older, as a young man, you don't like being called Nibs. People start reading things into it. Ooh. All right. Patrick, best licorice, black or red?
Well, first I gotta say, one time me and Manolis were at a convenience store and they had like he was like, oh my God. I'm like, what? He's like, look what they have here. I'm like, what? He's like, look, I haven't seen these in forever. How did they get these? You know what it was? It was just like the regular Twizzlers, like the classic normal Twizzlers. Like he hadn't seen them since the 70s, and he thought they brought them back or something. They've never gone anywhere. He was so excited that he bought like 3 packs. I'm like, you can get those at that store and that store.
That's very adorable.
I react to things. I overreact to things that most people wouldn't even care about.
Just like most people overreact to posts on social media. Anyway, Patrick, black or red?
I'm going to go with black licorice. I like it.
Excellent.
I've always liked it, but I like it even more that a lot of people don't like it. That makes me like it more.
Excellent. So the 3 of us have outvoted Manolis. Definitely black licorice every time. So Dena, what's the next thing? You're still working on the book. Is there a chance that we can see you somewhere, do something? What are you doing?
Oh yeah. Well, you mean like shows? We're back, baby. Shows are back. So I've got some coming up this weekend, and I'm going to be at Levity Comedy Club, the 11th and 12th of February. So that's pretty exciting.
This Friday and Saturday.
That's right. So I'm very excited to come to Hamilton. I love Hamilton. And I also perform a lot in Toronto. I'm going to be in Niagara-on-the-Lake, Kitchener. So yeah, check me out. My website's myname.ca, DENA Jackson.ca.
DenaJackson.ca. Check it out and check her out this weekend at Levity Comedy Club. Patrick, Levity, levitycomedyclub.com. Obviously, Dena's going to be on the show this weekend. What else is coming up?
So then after this weekend, we've got the 3 festival Fridays for Hamilton Winterfest coming up. So you can go to hamiltonwinterfest.ca, I think, if that doesn't work, .com to see more info on that, or go to our website, levitycomedyclub.com. Just follow us at Levity Comic Club on all social media, and come this weekend because it's going to be a good time. You're coming with Hannah Lawrence, right?
And Ian Gordon. So it's a good crew. Yeah, it'll be fun.
Awesome lineup.
That's going to be a great show. Make sure you get your tickets in advance. It's still 50% capacity. levitycomedyclub.com. Go there right now and get your tickets for this weekend shows. Friday and Saturday night, they're going to be a hoot. Manoli, you got something you want to close this off with? I know your new album is almost ready. It just needs titles. Damn it. I wish there was some way we could get you titles for the tracks.
Is there Simpsons tonight, Patrick?
No, that was last night.
Oh shit.
Yeah. You guys said
Monday.
you were coming. You guys didn't come.
Oh shit.
Because he thought it was tonight.
Fuck, today's Tuesday?
Yeah, we're going to see Jackass tonight.
Oh, I was going to say, how are we going to see Jackass when we fucking got to go when The Simpsons is going on? Holy fuck, I lost the whole day.
Yeah.
Fuck. I don't even know where it went.
I know. I sent Chris a picture of a skeleton, and I said, me waiting for you guys to get to Levity because you said you were coming, and you never showed up. And he said, oh shit, we forgot.
You should have called me.
No, I didn't. I wanted to go home anyways.
My buddy, fuck. I'm dying, dude. My brain's fucking. You know, I go see my mom in the nursing home every 2 days, and they have to. Or every day, but every second day they swab my nose to see if I have COVID. But I'm convinced they're like scraping a bit of my brain out every time. Every time. And I feel like you
didn't have a lot to spare, pal.
Right, I'm just scraping, and like I see stuff falling out. I'm like, that's my fucking brain.
All right, thank you.
No. I have a plug. Village Cannabis is a buddy of mine. It's his pot store downtown, 275 King Street East. Village Cannabis. Go buy fucking weed.
Dena, thank you so much for doing the show with us. We really appreciate it. Have a great time this weekend with the Hamilton audiences. They're going to love you. Manoli, Patrick, until we get a chance to talk again, thank you so much to you for following along with Friday at 4:20. Don't forget to tell your family, tell your friends where you come for a laugh every Tuesday at 4 o'clock. And, of course, you can always watch old episodes by checking out any of the streaming services, although we'd prefer if you'd watch the other ones other than Spotify. Hey, everybody, until we get a chance to talk to you again in 7 days, have an awesome week. Take it easy.
Woo!
Bye.